But tell me why they called you ham bone.
We don't need to bring up my past.
I want to know. So we grew up in Miami, right? Where
Yes,
where you're not allowed to have 3 pounds of excess weight on you without an old Hispanic lady letting you know.
correct. So yeah, I was a thick kid,
Baby.
a thick teenager, and a thick adult. And so she used to call me Hambone, and that was my nickname. Now, one thing about the Hispanic community, and especially in Miami, like you can't have any fat on you in Miami, but the whole Hispanic ladies will still,
They have fat asses.
and they'll still fucking feed you.
Oh yeah,
So they're gonna call you fat to your face,
all the time.
but then they're gonna give you a pastelito.
I don't know how many times I heard. Make sure you're growing up and not out.
Oh my god!
How many times? How many times?
Oh my god! Like every fucking day of my life as a child.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my god! But then they'll give you like a croqueta.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Because then they're like, stay fat
yeah, so they're gonna call you fat to your face,
and then feed
but
you.
here's some food. Yeah. So now everybody knows
They
that
called
was
you
my
ham bone because you
nickname
were
to
a
an old
thick, juicy
lady.
baby.
It was ham bone, and it was ham bone until I was like 10 years old.
Really?
So
It stuck? Oi, oi, oi.
I think she died at that point, but she was old. But
Well,
anyways,
well. All right. So I'm talking about this ham bone because you had an Easter ham and you froze that ham bone because you were thinking ahead.
I sure did.
And
So
then tell me what you did with this ham bone.
okay, so here's the deal: if you ever have a ham bone, fucking freeze that. Don't throw it away. That shit's good. So I decided I was gonna make beans with it. Here's the deal: Ryan doesn't eat beans; he only eats green beans.
Uh-huh.
So we had to make green beans with it. This is very simple, and it turned out to be very good. So I got 2 packets of fresh green beans. It came out to 24 ounces, both
Okay.
packages, so 12 ounces a pack. And what you do is just get your pot, put a little bit of olive oil on it, and go ahead and saute like a full onion. Chop up an onion, saute a full onion, and then take your frozen ham bone and put it in that pot. And then I
On the
put
stove?
on the stove.
Okay.
Yep. And then go ahead and put 6 cups of water in there. So you still got your ham bone in your freezer. Do this. Throw 6 cups of water in there. And then I put 3 bouillon cubes.
Bouillon. You say it like bouillon, like you're from Louisiana.
I said bouillon. I don't know who the fuck you're listening to.
You're from the bayou. Tell me more.
So, anywho, 3 bouillon cubes. I don't know what's wrong with you today.
Oh man,
Three
it's
bouillon
the
cubes.
hormones.
And well, we're gonna get back to my beans. 3 bouillon cubes. And then basically there was no measurement to it. A fuck ton of garlic powder, a fuck ton of onion powder, and black pepper. Get it to a boil, and then I threw my green beans in there, maintain that boil for a minute or two, and then cut that shit down to a simmer. And then I simmered it for about 2 hours,
Wow.
just under 2 hours, like an hour 45. And then at that hour 45 mark, I took, those tiny little potatoes,
Yeah.
took those, cleaned them, cut them in half, threw them in there, and let that go for about another 20, 30 minutes, just until the potatoes are really fork tender.
Okay.
Marilyn, that shit was so fucking delicious.
And that's it. Just the bouillon,
That's
the
it.
ham
That's it.
bone.
It was a whole meal in a pot right there. Yeah, you can make some other protein to serve with it. You don't really need it because there's a lot of meat on the ham bone and it comes off. And then remove the ham bone. Now you can throw it away. And it was so good.
I like
It was
this.
so flavorful. It was delicious.
This makes me happy because you're not wasting things.
Right.
It's like we do with the rotisserie chicken. I stuff that bitch into a pressure cooker and I pressure cook it for 2 hours and I make the most delicious broth with bones that I didn't even roast myself, bitches. I just got that shit from the grocery store.
Yes.
I
That
like
shit is
this
so good.
because you take an undesirable like green beans. I do not like green beans. I think
I'm not a
they
big green
are
bean person either.
yeah, they're like a bland ass vegetable who I don't know, it
Yep.
doesn't bring one thing to the party. And
Nope.
you make it taste like ham, which is good.
It was incredible.
You
Like
should really
Ryan took
kind
a
of like
bite. He's like, "Why have we never had this before?" I'm like, "Well, I don't exactly have frozen ham bones sitting around."
that's my second thing I'm gonna tell you. What do you do if you don't have a ham bone but you're craving Hammy goodness. What do we do?
So, I thought about that, and you can use a ham hock. You can just go to your grocery
Oh, I love
store
a ham hock, Eric.
and you get like a smoked ham hock, and you can
Yes,
put like one or two of those in there, and it'll replicate the same exact thing.
I like that. You know what I buy too, which is gross, and I thought like in my lifetime I would never just have it in my freezer as a
Mm,
mainstay. But I buy neck bones, and they're smoked neck bones,
yeah, those are
and
good. Yep.
they're fucking amazing. And you put that in a bean, and your life is good. Like you don't have any problems.
Yeah, no, that's totally good. I like that. But this is a simple, quick. Now, yeah, it simmers for a couple hours. So it's always like a weekend thing, but
But you can put it in
it
the
is like a big
oven.
crowd pleaser.
You could put that in the oven if you wanted. You don't have to keep it on the stovetop. You cover it and you put it in the oven. I would say probably like 350, and you could just let it simmer in there too if you need the space inside on your
Yeah, if you need the space on your stovetop.
You could even use like a collard. This reminds me of like greens, really is what it is.
I mean, it's a very similar process. Yeah.
It's simmering, a cheap thing. This is why this food is good because you're taking something completely inexpensive that people don't
Hmm.
want, and then you make it into something that they're now serving at like restaurants and charging you $25 for.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yes.
This was a good meal. This is something to use up your leftovers. And honestly, you can use any like you said, like any hearty vegetable, any greens. So if you have collards, if you have green beans, like this is something that this was just meant because I did not want to throw away the ham bone.
Oh my
That's
God, I
just
just
why I
had
did
another
it.
idea. You could
What?
even make it like soupy and add a few beans in there and make it into like a soup. I would eat that.
So I mean, like it does come out like a soup almost.
Yeah,
Because
I
you
love
have all that
beans.
liquid, but that liquid now is infused with all that flavor.
Mm, mm.
And I have a feeling that most people know to do this. We just don't.
We just don't because we're so used to throwing things away,
Right.
which I know is going to stop in short order considering all the things that are going on in the world. But we need to get back into like learning how to repair, learning how to use things because we have become such consumerists that we forget that all these things have
Right.
a multitude of uses. And we're going to be the generation that brings it back out of necessity, I feel, and also consideration for the future, which I think has been largely empty. Or what's the word I want to say? Largely unthought.
You're basically saying that there's about to be a fuck ton of tariffs, people. So go ahead and start using what you got in your home. So
Yeah.
it's about extending your dollar. And
God,
that's what this was. It was extending the dollar.
which we love here at Food FAQ. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. Which, by the way, I didn't even say we're Food FAQ and I'm Mariela and you're Eric.
Marilyn, they know that we're Food FAQ. They're on
That's
the
what I'm
fucking Food
thinking.
FAQ. They're on the Spotify's and the Apples, and they're listening to us, but they know it's Food FAQ.
Boomer.
Well, you're the fucking boomer not knowing where we are.
Well, I really like this recipe, Keter, and I like it that you did it because you're kind of a bougie ass bitch. And I think like maybe when we were younger,
I am, and that's
yes,
why I was really surprised at myself because I've made a ham 1,000 fucking times, but never decided to do that. Are you drinking an Olipop?
I'm drinking an Olipop, Eric, and let me tell you something else. It's a watermelon lime flavor, and it is the best thing I put in my mouth today.
I was drinking a Bai today.
Ooh, I like Bai. I like the
Yeah, this
coconut
is one I've
Bai.
had. It's a Zambia Bing Cherry. I'm not a huge Olipop person. We can
I
let
know
the
you're
world
not.
know
We've talked
that.
about this before, but I do feel that if you tried this watermelon lime, you would drink it.
I might drink it, but I don't know if I want to spend $3.50 for a can. Anyways,
What'd you say?
it's like $3.50 a can.
I know. Why do you think I have the one can? I buy one at a time whenever I can because I looked, right? Because they have mini cans now at Target
Uh-huh.
and six of them are like I think they were on sale and they were $10 for fucking
Oh
tiny
my
little cans
god.
of Olipop. They can suck my ass, but I love them. I
You
do
know
love
who
it.
else can suck my ass? Fuck Target. Anyways,
I know that's
so
true, but sometimes I gotta cheat on us and
look,
go.
you listen. You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I will make the stand for both of us.
All right, guys. We hope that you know how to use your bones real good, just like Keter does. I know Keter has been putting in the work using bones to the best of their effect for years, centuries even.
Mariella,
Yeah.
I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I hope Mariella has a day she deserves.
All right, you guys. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast player, preferably Apple. I think they're the only ones who let you leave one. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just here to entertain y'all. We're just cute. We're here for fun.
We are.
And tell your friend about us and save your ham bones. Or I don't know. Fucking figure it out. There's got to be a way to do this. Get a neck bone. Get some
Ham
bones,
hocks.
honey. And they're cheap. Okay. At least for
Yeah.
now. We love you. Remember to tune in next week and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.